So chemical equations. So before we learn about chemical equations, first of all we should know what a chemical change and physical change is. And let us start with chemical change. Here I have taken example of sodium plus chlorine gives sodium chloride. If we observe here, sodium is a metal and it looks like aluminium. It's somewhat softer metal and we can cut it with a knife. And sodium, when comes in contact with water, it reacts very vigorously and blasts may also occur. It is such a dangerous metal. So that is why this is stored in oils like paraffin and kerosene. And chlorine. Chlorine is a gas. It is a bluish yellow colored gas actually. And if we inhale it for a long time, it will give pulmonary diseases, nothing but lung diseases, and finally death may also occur. This is used by America during Second World War. This is used by Germany in First World War against Britain, and around it killed 5,000 members during First World War. And interestingly, if they both react, if they both combine, they will give sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is actually edible salt. Common salt we say we use every day in our cooking. And without sodium chloride, no one can eat food, right? Generally, we don't eat food without sodium chloride. So here, what we have to understand from this. So sodium and chlorine both are very dangerous substance. They are both also very dangerous substances, and when they combine, they are giving a compound, a new substance which is not harmful like them. Means here sodium and chlorine, it is again sodium chloride. Sodium is metal, sodium chloride is non-metal. It is a crystalline powder, it is gas. So here original substances, sodium and chlorine, have lost their characteristic properties here. They both lost here their characteristic properties, and a new substance is formed whose characteristic properties are entirely different from which it has formed. Right? So their characteristic properties, the products characteristic properties are different here. Right? So in that way, if the original substances lose their characteristic properties, and if a new substance is formed whose characteristics properties are entirely different from which it are those formed. If here is more than one product, so their characteristic properties will be entirely different from which they have formed. In that case, we can say a chemical change has taken place. Right? Instead of that, contrary to that, if we check physical change, so take some sugar, add to water or milk. Sugar will be sweet if it is dissolved in water, so the solution will also be sweet. And if you want sugar back, what can you do? So you can heat it through the evaporation or boiling. You can get your sugar back. If you don't want to boil, leave it for some days. Water will evaporate automatically and you will get your sugar back. So by physical process, you can get your sugar back. But here, by any physical process from sodium chloride, you cannot get sodium back. Of course, you can get by some chemical process, but it is not possible by any physical process. So if you observe two more examples, boiling of water and melting of ice. In these two cases also, water is changing its state, but a new compound is not formed and water has not lost its characteristics. So that is why these two are example for physical change. Observe another example for chemical change. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Again magnesium, I think you have seen magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon, when burns, magnesium is a metal, when it burns, crackers. So magnesium, when burns in presence of air or else in presence of oxygen, or magnesium when reacts with oxygen, it will give magnesium oxide. And magnesium is a metal, oxide is gas, magnesium oxide is again crystalline white powder. So magnesium and oxygen have lost their characteristic properties and a new substance is formed whose characteristics are entirely different from what it is formed. Right? Magnesium is formed from these two, and magnesium oxide has different properties from magnesium and oxygen. In that way, if a new substance is, if the original substances lose their characteristic properties, and if a new substance is formed whose characteristic properties are different from that of its original substances, so then we say that a chemical change has taken place. I think you have understood. So later we will discuss characteristics of chemical change or else chemical reactions. So thanks for watching.